Smith. I heard you grew up pretty good on Christmas. You got your grub on?
I snacked a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit, till they put me out.
Oh, that's no good. Well, allow us to be the last to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Just like the table was set in the Sekou Smith household, we're going to set the table for you because we have plenty of games this weekend right here on our network. We saw Trey drop 37. We saw drop 44. Hawks, Grizzlies. That's Saturday. Sixers, Knicks. Jazzy Jeff and Fat Joe are going to be watching. And you got the Rockets and the Blazers. Who's going to play in that one? And Sunday, first round bubble rematch. Got the Mavs and the Clippers, Nets and Hornets, Kyrie, Katie and Melo is what I'm trying to say. And then the T-Wolves close it out at the Lakers. Plenty of games for your viewing pleasure. I mentioned those Lakers. First time the Mavericks playing on Christmas Day since 2011. Last time they did, they played LeBron and the Heat. And check these out in the feet. LeBron with the Grinch Kobe sixes, the Question Christmas fur PEs. And early on, Sekou, the Lakers doing what they do.
Yeah, in a flow, looking good on Christmas Day. LeBron knows what time it is. He always dials up for Christmas.
Big balling with his homies like E40. He had 10 assists in the game. And then Luka the Don going to the rack. Easy.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Luka this year. You know, a lot of people talking MVP. Tough start to the season, though, for the Mavericks so far.
Tough start for the Lakers in Game 1. LeBron twists his ankle. His ankle looked fine in this one, knocking it down from 3, and that is AD.
AD, fighting for that title of the best big man in the game right now, Ro, and looking good inside and out.
Luka doing what he does, as you mentioned, the favorite to win MVP. The Mavericks, however, were struggling this one, and just give it to LeBron. When you don't know what else to do, that's just what you do. Give it up to LeBron.
Yeah, you deliver on Christmas. I mean, this guy's been doing it for so long now, Ro. It's ridiculous. All these years, always showing out on Christmas.
One game short of tying the late great Kobe Bryant for most games played on Christmas, and that step back outside. Jay working.
Yeah, and LeBron looks relaxed. The other night in the opener, not as comfortable, as you mentioned, the ankle injury, but looked a lot more comfortable on Christmas Day getting into his groove.
A Tribe Called Quest has the love movement. The Lakers have ball movement. 33 assists for the Lake Show. Montrez getting it done. And then Kyle Kuzma just got that contract extension. Get paid. Young baller get paid. Knocking it down from 3. But the Mavericks, they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, this is a team that obviously is adjusting, Ro, but they got the guy in Luka that can help you get it done. But there are a lot of adjustments without Stephen Silas coordinating offense.
Indeed. Josh Richardson had 17, including 2 threes. Trez, the baseline jumper. The Lakers trying to close it out. Goldie doing his thing in La La Land. And the Lakers handle their business. They get their first victory of the season hand in Dallas. Their second loss of the year. Luka finishes with 27, 4, and 7. Anthony Davis, 28. LeBron, who I mentioned earlier, had 22, 7, and 10. And, of course, he gets to talk after the game. He gets to walk off, feeling much better after Game 2 than he did after Game 1.
So, LeBron, I know how much you relish playing on Christmas Day to the point where you said you might even have trouble sleeping last night. Well, you ended up with a win under the tree. How did you feel, especially compared to the way the season opener went?
I felt a lot better personally. I'm starting to get my wind back, getting my spring back. And, every day, is helping for our team. Every film session, every practice. Continue to learn each other. We got some new additions to our team, which a lot of people know of, and want to just continue to improve. So I felt like we did that tonight.
We had the shortest offseason ever, right? So Coach Vogel has talked about wanting to start this first month with being really careful how he manages minutes for you, Anthony Davis. How do you balance that with also wanting to be on the floor and set the tone for the rest of the team, especially with all those new faces?
It's going to be, coach's decision for sure, but we want to go out here and win every game, and that's the main thing. By at the same time, making sure we, play it the right way as far as, myself and AD and a lot of guys that played a lot of big minutes, 71 or 72 or how many days it was ago, the short off season. So, but, if I'm on the floor, I'm playing to win. And then when I'm off the floor, my teammates is going to, protect me and cover me and AD as they did tonight. So big contributions tonight from our 2 new acquisitions in Trez and Dennis. And everybody else kicked in, so it was a great performance for us.
It's been so interesting watching the new guys and really an unusual amount of change on the roster for a defending champion. Very different, right, from your Cavaliers team or your Heat team after you won titles there. What do you think these new guys are bringing you so far?
Just a lot of energy that we needed, especially with just the short layoff. So they're giving us a lot of energy, a lot of quickness, some young bodies, and they're hungry. They're hungry to win a championship. They have not experienced that yet, besides, Mark, but he's a vet like me. But with Dennis and Wes and Trez, they just bring a lot of energy, a lot of dog in them, a lot of effort, and it works perfectly for our ball club.
Well, congratulations, LeBron, on that first win, and Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas to you, too.
Sekou, looking at this Lakers team, it's rare that you see a championship team go in the offseason and technically win the offseason with their acquisition. So if your life was threatened at this point and you had to wager a dollar amount that mattered to you, what is the team out there that could possibly beat these Lakers, and why?
Well, I think I'm going to leave the amounts alone, but I'm going to pick a team. I think, Brooklyn looks like a team that has the kind of star power at the top and the kind of depth that you can combat what the Lakers do and do best. You got to have somebody that can go out there and go head up with LeBron James. Kevin Durant has shown us he can do that. You got to have a number 2 guy who's used to taking and making big shots in big games. I believe Kyrie Irving answers that question. Then it becomes a depth question, for both teams. Whose depth is greater? And I think Brooklyn, by virtue of the guys we've seen perform for them so far, is that other team.
Interesting you say Brooklyn, and you know how we do things on television. We do it like that on purpose. That's called a segue because the Boston Celtics taking on the Brooklyn Nets, and this game was absolutely ridiculous. Early on, though, Celtics mourn the loss of legendary coach and player K.C. Jones pregame, whose number is hanging in the rafters, a legend in the game. Back to basketball, Kyrie doing it notoriously B.I.G. finds KD. And Tatum got off to a slow start, but the Boston Wings, they've been balling.
Yeah, and those guys are going to have to be the engine for the Celtics. They know that. They knew that going in with Kemba Walker not being available. It's going to, rest largely on the shoulders of those 2 guys.
And rest on the shoulders right there. Kyrie had 14 in the second quarter, and that big shot right there by Tatum as the clock expires.
Listen, I don't even know what to say about Kyrie and KD's talent. And you're talking about 2 guys in Tatum and Brown who played at an extremely high level in the bubble, and they don't match up.
The first 2 Celtics in team history to score 30 points in a debut game. That's what those 2 wings did. And then you roll them in a circle of homies and watch you break them with the 7. 7-11. 7-11. That's Kyrie and KD. They just had it going on. That Euro is ridiculous. They outscored Boston 25-23 in the third quarter alone.
Yeah, like I said, we're talking about 2 alphas joining forces in Brooklyn to go out there and put on a show like they did in the opener and again against the Celtics.
They had the internet going nuts. All the ballers and shot callers were talking about KD and Kyrie. Kyrie, the most threes he's made in a game in 3 seasons, the third player to have that many threes on Christmas Day. He had 7 of them. Finished with 37, surpassing the franchise record for points scored on Christmas Day. That's Michael Ray Richardson, who had 36. Just ridiculous. Kyrie, after the game, by the way, he corrected us all on what most thought was a convenience store.
Congratulations on another phenomenal win and for making history tonight. Expectations were so high for this team going into this season, and after 2 games, I'm wondering, have you already exceeded your own expectations?
No, we can't exceed our own expectations. We know this is a long journey ahead, and that's just another sparring session for us. I'm grateful to be able to come here, especially during the holidays. I don't necessarily celebrate Christmas, but I wish happy holidays to everybody at home, and I'm glad that we could put on a performance for everybody. And it's just important about keeping the synergy good here for our team, and we're definitely going to continue to progress every day.
You appear to be having a blast out there. It's obvious that you're smiling, you're in a good spot. Do you recall the last time you were having this much fun on the court?
This much fun on the court? I mean, every time I step foot on here, I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be able to strap on my shoes, be able to do what I do. And it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of unseen hours, a lot of team chemistry things that we got to work on when no one's watching. And we do it to be able to put on a good performance here, and we just want to continue to do so through just staying consistent.
It is a beautiful thing to watch you and KD out there. What impresses you most now that you're his teammate?
I think the biggest thing that I'm most excited about is just growing continuously and then enjoying playing with another great player. But like I said the other night, it's not just about us two. We introduced the world to 7-Eleven, but it's not just about us. It's a great team over here. We have a great collection of individuals where every single day we're pushing each other to be better, and that's the way you want to come in. And I'm not going to take any day for granted when we have this great of a team, and I'm just grateful to be on the journey with these guys.
And finally, this, of course, your first game back in Boston, regular season game, getting a win here tonight. Any extra special for you?
No. Like I said the other night, I went to war with those guys. You know, those young guys down there. Like I said, I got to stop calling them young guys. They're growing so beautifully, and I want them to continue to get better.
Russell Westbrook and James Harden early, Steph and Clay in Golden State, and now with Kyrie in Brooklyn.
They both appear to be very comfortable with one another out there on the floor. It'll be interesting to see how they continue to go through the rest of the season, playing very fast and getting buckets in bunches. That's what Brooklyn is doing. Well, we got plenty more on this here program right here on this holiday. Looking for payback. These ain't the same Warriors from way back. The Bucks were a problem from 3 for the Dubs. Oh, and by the way, the Dragon, he was flaming. But his teammate who once balled in D2, he's the one that stole the show. Heat check. We got it popping for you right here on Game Time, presented by State Farm.
Where else is the north? More than a direction. And 30 feet, still in range. Where else can your own city be home to your biggest rival, come a Greek god? Where else can the kid from the east make it rain in the west? Where else is history still in the making? Watch the NBA live.
In the past few months, we've shown up for each other.
Over and over again.
And as we continue to navigate COVID-19,
we still need you to be there for each other.
By doing one simple thing, wear a mask.
Even if you think you're low risk.
A mask will help protect you and others.
It's pretty simple. I wear a mask to protect my teammates,
myself, and you. So wear a mask to protect yourself and others. Let's stop coronavirus.
I don't know how you got this reputation of being such a nice guy. How many years you played? Like 17 years?
They don't know the truth. Like,
they really don't.
Yo, Austin, what's good, boy? Miles, what's up, boy, man? I love y'all, boy. I love them hero, boy. What's up, boy?
Rumbling and stumbling and bumbling. I can't help that, baby. That's how I do. You feel me? That's natural for me.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
I'm not a big golf guy. I got to work on my drive, though.
That's my man's. I'm going to have to have a word with him.
Here he comes. Got him. And that will do it. It is game over.
The NBA's announced it will take a hiatus.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA bubble. Murray inside. Incredible.
You're watching Game Time, brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Dubs in their 8th straight Christmas Day game. There's Steph Curry, Giannis, ready to ball after that heartbreaking loss in Game 1. That was pretty bad, but this right here is good, Sekou.
Yeah, you listen. It's not hard to figure when you got the big guy finishing up there. Everybody get out the way.
That's right, and he stays cooler than the double L. That's Steph Curry, and he is making history for the Golden State Warriors, now number 2 on the all-time scoring list, right behind Wilt Chamberlain. We'll talk about that more momentarily, but then Chris Middleton had himself a day, Sekou.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Chris Middleton. Went in, opened it up early, and didn't stop, bro. Just firing from everywhere, man, and playing like the Chris Middleton the Bucks will need this season.
Apparently, they have some changes that they've made. Maybe there's not so much pressure on him anymore now that you have Holiday in the mix.
Yeah, and look, Giannis hasn't played a typical Giannis game yet, but the good thing for the Bucks is that he doesn't have to. When you look at the supporting pieces and how they're performing.
6 threes coming from Middleton. He dropped one right there in the corner like it's hot and getting in the paint. Finished with 31, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Milwaukee in control. Thanasis, the other Antetokounmpo.
Listen, all the Antetokounmpos having a good week. Rings, balling, everything.
Rings and things. Bring them out, bring them out. That's what they did earlier in the week for the Los Angeles Lakers, but we focus on the Bucks as they get the victory over Golden State. Golden State not necessarily playing their best basketball. They've seemed to get blown out. They've lost by 25 or more in each of their first 2 games. So I just have to ask, right now, you don't have Draymond in the mix right now. He's missed the first 2 games. Steph is out there essentially by himself with the rookie and some players that are unfamiliar. What are the realistic expectations for this Golden State team as they're currently constructed?
They're going to have to fight, claw, and scratch to get into the play-in territory in the Western Conference. I know it's a sobering reality for Warriors fans who are used to their team being at the top of the league, but this is where they are now, bro. Your availability, your superstars' availability is the most important thing in this league, and they don't have their guys. They don't have Clay. Draymond's not playing right now, and you're relying on James Wiseman, who's played, all of 8 NBA quarters so far in his life? That's tough.
Best ability is your availability. Steph Curry, 1,300 behind Wilt Chamberlain. Chances are he will catch him later on this season. More highlights coming your way. Zion, right now entering his 25th game played in the NBA. His 26th would come on the 25th, his first on Christmas. Zion ready to ball against Jimmy Butler and the defending Eastern Conference champion. The Bayou Boys making it happen, Sekou.
Yeah, and look, the more I watch Zion, the more I get excited like we were when he was first coming into the league. This dude is a freak show, and he's going to put on a show every chance he gets.
You never know what to expect, and then making it rain in South Beach like Fat Joe and Lil Wayne. His name is Duncan Robinson. 6 first-half threes, the most on Christmas Day in the history of the game. And Gorge, the Dragon.
This guy's an unbelievable shooter, Ro, is what it boils down to. And Miami knows that when they get it cooking from outside, they're virtually unstoppable.
Oh, did you hear that? It's the price going up because he's a restricted free agent. He's going to get paid in the offseason. By the way, Brandon Ingram just got paid, knocking down one of his 4 threes. Miami Heat chilling. Jimmy Butler did leave early. He had an ankle injury, did not play in the second half. And you step into the jam and slam. That is bam.
Yeah, they got his back. He doesn't have to worry about it. Put the foot on ice, Jimmy. The rest of these guys will take care of business.
Speaking of taking care of business, Zion joining LeBron as the only players in NBA history to score 30 points on Christmas Day before turning 21. B.I. one more. How about that one?
Scary thing about this Pelicans team with Stan Van Gundy leading them is Zion isn't really playing off sets. He's just getting his right now off sheer athleticism and skill.
Indeed he is. Now picture J.J. Redick passing James Harden for most 3-pointers on Christmas Day, 24 total on the 25th. You saw on the screen right there, Dragic. He had 18 in the game. Looking good. The Miami Heat making things happen. Victorious, getting a victory over the Pelicans. Zion finished with 32. B.I. had 28. Well, the Nuggets, they hosted the Clippers on Christmas. The first meeting since the Clippers collapsed in the bubble. But how would Kawhi and company respond? Trust me, you don't want to miss it. More Game Time on the way.
Right down Main Street for the slam. Booker puts it on the floor, scoops it off the window and in. Chris Paul with the tough bucket and one.
A shot from outside goes down by Fox and a foul.
Throws it down with authority.
3 right here is up and in. Buddy Hield puts it
on the NBA family. It's immense. This is another one, another legend of the game gone in this calendar year. It's tough, but certainly, he'll be remembered forever in Boston and throughout basketball.
His sunrise was May 25th. His number 25 hangs high in the rafters. and his sunset was December 25th. And as Sekou said, it's been a tough year, so make sure you celebrate the good times with your loved ones. Our condolences go to the family of K.C. Jones.
Draymond Green, who releases the other way.